couple minutes, I'll tell you all about it.
Yes, as Doc, as you mentioned, this is the 100th anniversary of the Goodyear Blimp's inaugural flight. I don't want to steal any of your thunder, but it was known as Pilgrim. It took to the skies on June 3rd, 1925, over, nearby. What's the name of that town? Just to the east of us? Mogador?
Yep, we're in Wingfoot Lake Hangar. It's part of the oldest operating airship facility in the world, which was also first place later than air in the United States. Really good to have this particular airship here today. So you see it come around to show center. It looks a little different than what we normally see. This one's got our vintage livery. It's a throwback to our 1925 Pilgrim. So it was really exciting for us to be able to put that out at Wingfoot Lake right before our 100th anniversary on June 3rd this year. We had all 3 airships in town. Got to fly them all in formation, which is pretty rare for us. But a lot of excitement around our 100th anniversary, so this has been a really fun year for us. Alright, so as everybody sees, the Wingfoot approach from your right-hand side. This is the blimp version of a fast pass for us. Unlike the airplanes, use a lot of power to get this fast pass to work out for them. We use the wind. Every show for the airship is very unique. In order to hover it in front of a crowd, we have to point directly into the wind. So as we do a couple of dynamic maneuvers, you'll see the wind pushing the airship in directions that are kind of abnormal for airplanes that you've seen here all day long. But for the airship pilots, they're used to it. So as you see right now, we're kind of flying a little bit sideways, and that's just because the wind out of the north is pushing us as the airship is steering itself across the center line of the runway there. Goodyear's been innovating lighter than air technology. These airships that we fly here today is actually a Zeppelin NT model. Very different from the airships that we flew even just 15 years ago. Starting in the Pilgrim in 1925, we flew non-rigid airships, which meant there was no frame structure inside whatsoever. In 2014, we introduced the NT-style airships, which actually do have a frame inside, so for those that are technical purists, this is not actually a blimp anymore. It's a semi-rigid airship, but that doesn't roll off the tongue, so we're going to stick with Goodyear Blimp. These airships are about 55 feet longer than the old ones, only 18 yards short of an entire football field at 246 feet long, about 60 feet wide and 55 feet tall. Pilots up there flying today are Adam Bassaran, Edwin Almonser, and Joe Herbs. As you see Wingfoot 1 come back into the wind, we call this the roller coaster. And oftentimes you'll see the blimp flying along and pitches up and down, kind of looks like a boat on the ocean, and that's not something that we try to do. We actually try to make it settle out a little bit. But we do ride airwaves, like boats to ride waves on the ocean. In this case, we're using both the airwaves and the engine power, making the airship pitch up. And it makes the ride a little more fun for everybody inside.
Why use close encounter a third kind? I mean, what the heck?
Doc, how many airships are there right now?
Goodyear's got 3 airships in North America right now. We have this one here based in Akron, Ohio, just 6 miles down the road. We have a base in Pompano Beach, Florida, near Fort Lauderdale. And we have a base near Los Angeles, California, in Carson. We also have a 4th airship that's based over in Europe. Bounces back and forth between southern Germany and Friedrichshafen and Essen. And that one has been touring around motorsports and other big events on our European tour this year.
And how many pilots would you have?
In North America right now we have 11 pilots. A full staff for us is 13, but we have 2 in training right now. And because there's so few of us, we have a capacity maximum for training pilots. So the 2 pilots that we have right now should finish up sometime in summer of next year, and then we'll fill those last 2 spots. As you see Wingfoot 1 now, from your right to your left, nose high into the wind and just cruising along. This is the blimp version of a high alpha or a cobra maneuver. Unlike airplanes that nose up and fly really slow in front of you, those would be near maximum power maneuvers for airplanes. For us, it's exactly the opposite, where we pitch the airship up, we hold it in a trim that keeps us nose high, and we let the wind do all the work. So this is a near zero power maneuver for the Goodyear Blimp.
Can you tell me about the engines? What powers the blimp?
So all the new Goodyear blimps have 3 Lycoming IO 316 piston powered engines on them. All the engines on the Goodyear blimp are mounted sideways though. They run through a 90-degree gearbox system, which slows the propeller down to about half of the engine RPM. It doesn't look like it from here, but the propellers on the side are 3-bladed carbon fiber covered wood core propellers that are about 9 feet in diameter. The Goodyear logo on the side is between 12 and 15 feet tall, so that gives you an idea of the size of the Goodyear logo when you see it from this far away in the sky. Those 3 Lycoming engines do something a little different for us, each of them do, so that the 2 forward engines generally work in tandem, and those propellers that I was telling you about, if you look really close on the side, can swivel between 0 degrees in just a flight mode, and as you see them right now, they're starting to swivel up towards 90 degrees. Ultimately, those can go up to 120 degrees and actually face backwards. So we can hover like an airplane, we can actually fly backwards based on the power of the forward engines if we needed to. Third engine is mounted right on the tail, so with Wingfoot 1 looking at us right now, it's a little bit hard to see that one, but that's our magic engine that does all the steering for us. And a demonstration of that, we call this taking a bow. So give a big props and distance welcome to Wingfoot 1 as she takes a bow here in front of you guys. The reason the airship can stay in one position like it is those 2 forward engines, but the reason it can pitch up and down like that is that rear engine working with 2 propellers. One of them controls our pitch, which is our up and down. The other one controls our yaw, which is turning the aircraft left and right. So as it turns back around in the next maneuver, you'll see that rear engine working side to side. This next maneuver we call rock and roll. This is our version of waving. This is a demonstration of how much those side engines are actually doing. And they're so far apart on the Goodyear blimp that if we take power out of one and add power to the other, it picks that side up. And then we just reverse that and let it fall through while the other side picks up. Rock and roll is a really fun maneuver for the pilots to do because it is like waving in the sky, but it's kind of a cool side-to-side ride. As they get restabilized here, something else that the Goodyear blimp can do now that we weren't capable of doing before is a vertical takeoff and landing. So as they hover down near the ground, you'll see that the airship holds almost perfectly still. It'll make small corrections with the nose pointed towards us or just a little bit away in one direction or the other, and that's because as they come down, the small wind currents that change as the wind comes over the building behind us or over certain parts of the airfield, the pilots are feeling that every inch of the way down. They make small corrections for that to keep the gondola perfectly stable over a certain point. And if you hear the change in propellers, they're actually putting it in reverse momentarily to push the blimp down out of the sky because it's near zero weight right now. They come to a stop over the point, we'll put power back to the side of it. That allows you to get in and out of places that are smaller than our previous, even though it's about 30%. The other cool feature that we have here that you see right now, they dumped a little bit of water at the bottom, that's ballast. The water dump maneuver is something that allows the airship to get light if it needs to get light quickly to get up and out of the space. It also allows us to change weight as we change weight of the gondola. So if we add extra fuel or extra passengers, for example, we would drop some of that water so that we keep the weight of the airship exactly constant all the time.
And just to be clear, that was not someone flushing the toilet bowl. Yeah.
No. Yep, that was regular water. With the
Still to this day, you use helium.
That's correct. All of our airships are helium filled. That's our lifting gas. Helium is an inert gas, which just means that it's non-flammable. Actually puts the fire out. So it's a very safe gas to fly with. And actually, our 1925 Pilgrim was the first airship to pioneer that. In 1925, helium was just becoming commercially available. And now in 2025, we still use basically the same technology. Wingfoot One's going to take one more bow. So again, give a big Akron props and pistons welcome to Wingfoot One. As Wingfoot One climbs out today, they'll go back upwind and turn back around for one more photo pass to get those cameras ready. We really enjoy being out. Props and pistons airflight. Visit us at GoodyearTires.com, GoodyearAviation.com, or follow us on our social media channels at Goodyear Blimp. You can follow the adventures of Wingfoot 1, Wingfoot 2, Wingfoot 3, and our European